Hey, this is Jamie with Stonemaier Games, and we are here with the new camera angle as suggested by my lovely girlfriend, Megan. And probably several of you, but Megan mentioned it, I gave it a try, and people seem to really like it on my YouTube video this past week. So hopefully this works for you. I'm still adjusting to it a little bit because I actually have the camera on another monitor. I'm not used to looking at that monitor for these videos, but hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully I'm looking at the camera. Hopefully you can see my game shelf back there and not the litter box on the floor. And hopefully Biddy doesn't open that closet door, because if he does, you get spoilers, because that's what's in that closet. That's one of the reasons why I haven't had the camera ever angled this way. And good morning, Kim, Megan, Jennifer, Cynthia, Charles, Stephen. Thanks for joining me today. I have a lot of various topics to talk about today. Of course, I will start off, since I remembered, with my chocolate of the day. And this was given to me by Natalia, one of the artists of Wingspan, the lead artist for Wingspan. She is from Colombia, and I believe this chocolate, is also from Colombia. She brought this back recently, and so I look forward to giving this a try after today's chat. Looks like comments are working better today than last week. Last week was crazy. We had so many people in comments. Facebook couldn't keep up, and I definitely couldn't keep up either. So let's see. Topics today. The big one is obviously still tapestry. You can see it. My head is blocking it a little bit, but you can see it on the shelf right back there. That's my tapestry box. But I also have the actual box here. And over the last, there's the playtester list. You can see all the play. Hopefully I don't actually spoil anything, but here are all the playtesters and the proofreaders, many people who contributed to making this game what it is today. And the box is open, as you can see, because I've revealed a lot of the components so far. You don't know everything about the game, but you know a fair amount so far. I've talked about recently the territory tiles that you can use to explore the board, the space tiles, because if you go far enough on the exploration track, you can advance into outer space. Just today, I talked about the tech cards in the game, the 33 tech cards. I talked about the tapestry game, the tapestry cards, one of the big ways that you kind of tell the story of your civilization. Talked about those the other day. I've talked about the 16 different civilizations that you can not choose from, but you can have access to. You'll have one during the game, and maybe you'll get more during the game. I've talked about the capital cities. Here are the capital city maps. You'll get a different one of these each game. We've gone through quite a bit. Actually, and let's see, there's really very little that I haven't revealed at this point. But here's the map. One question I had for you, if you're watching today and you're interested in tapestry, the two topics I'm debating to discuss next are the science track and the military track. If I go into the military track, I'm going to talk about interactions in the game, particularly on the map. Science is probably a little bit of a shorter topic, but it's still a fun one to discuss. So I'm curious what you think. Would you rather me talk next about the science track or the military track? Those are the two remaining tracks. I've also already shared what all the pre-painted miniatures look like. This is what they look like in the insert there. And I will soon talk about some of the things in these upper compartments. I've talked about the income buildings a little bit, or I've talked about them quite a bit, but I haven't talked about the final miniature in the game, which is related to military. So now that I've made my desk really messy, that's all about tapestry. Let me see if there are any questions or answers to my question there about military versus science next. Let's see. Oh, Stephen says he's expecting a new baby today. That's awesome, Stephen. Congratulations. Charles says, now that tapestry is on the boat, are you working on a new game, or am I focusing my energy on the exploration game? Charles, right now, honestly, a lot of my time and energy is focused just on tapestry, on talking about it and getting the word out about it. So that's been the main thing on my mind. There's been a lot of social media stuff, me reading comments, replying, stuff like that. But so my creative time has been very little over the last few days, but I am mostly focusing on the exploration game when I have time. And I'm starting to brainstorm ideas for a tapestry expansion. I'm hoping there will be an expansion someday for that. Flavio says he's waiting for a new treasure chest to rule them all. He says all chests together or a reprint of the existing. boxes. So yeah, Flavio, I appreciate your interest in this. For a while now, our method has been to remake the tokens that were in the treasure chest, but not actually sell them compiled into the box. It's actually very expensive to make one of those boxes, not the cardboard itself, but just the sheer amount of tokens that we put into the box was very expensive. Now we've sold that IP, that intellectual property, to Top Shelf Gamer, and so they are deciding what to do next with it. They're continuing to sell the tokens, and I think they're deciding whether or not they want to do a reprint of the original treasure chest boxes or if they want to do some new version of it. It's up to them. It's their IP, and I will be supporting it as best I can, but it's their decision from now on. So I'd recommend asking them about it and telling them what you want so they can consider it. Chris says, will pieces be pre-painted? Chris, I think you're asking about the landmark miniatures in Tapestry, and yes, every copy of Tapestry includes 18 pre-painted landmark miniatures. Sant says, I just want to know what kind of components fill the capital city mat apart from the building minis. It's just the building minis. So it's the landmark miniatures and the income buildings that you're pulling off your income mat. They all end up on your capital city mat. Okay, I'm just seeing the votes now here for science versus military. Seems pretty even so far. Jose says, how big are the sieve cards? So here's a regular card from a game, from the game and from any game. This is 57 by 87 millimeters. And these are the sieve mats. So they're not cards, they're actual mats. So they are giant. They are huge. I believe they're around, well, actually, I can just measure it here. I've got my handy dandy measuring thing. They are around 11 centimeters by just around 180 by 18. So 11 by 18 centimeters for the civilization mats.